Moses is always full of advice.
Other than teaching me that I need to plan for retirement, the other thing that I learned from Dr. Moses is to set my watch 10 minutes before the time actually is.
My education at OU was better for having Dr. Moses as a professor. I think he really cared about his students so much that he took time out of class to teach us about investing in our future, and that was just really neat, and I'm really grateful for it.
Dr. Moses is a great professor for an OSU alumni. Wait, that's another video.
Dr. Moses has helped me a lot, not only in all 3 of the classes that I've taken with him, but he's also been available whenever I've had questions about investment or retiring in the future.
Dr. Moses is one of the best professors I've had here at OU. He gave us so many advices that we can use even after graduation.
Dr. Moses really cares about all his students. You can tell how much he prepares for class and really wants the students to learn the material and tries his best to get them there. And he's always really encouraging, and he gives a lot of great feedback.
Dr. Moses pushes his students to work harder and be better versions of themselves, and I've had a chance to be his student, and not only he cares about the academic success, but he gives great advice on life outside school.
Dr. Moses was very helpful in his office hours.
Dr. Moses, if it wasn't for you, I'd probably be graduating broke. But thankfully, that's not going to happen until September. I'm going to be broke in 3 months.
Dr. Moses, congratulations on your retirement. I just wanted to say thank you for all the advice and everything that you taught me in class and outside of it, and for being so helpful and everything. Hope you have a good time riding your bike around, and hopefully I'll see you around.
So, Dr. Moses. First thing that comes to mind is that he has been one of the most difficult professors I've ever had. His exams were difficult, his homework was difficult. I'm actually very thankful for that because I feel like I've learned the most in his classes and retained the most of that information due to how difficult he made everything. So I'm really happy that I got to take Dr. Moses as, he was my professor, and it was really great. But on top of that, something that always struck me about Dr. Moses is how much he actually cares about his students. He asked us to write down our preferred names in a piece of paper, and we did, and I thought, oh, he's just doing it to make us think about it. No, he actually went and read those and remembered to call me by my preferred name, which I actually very much appreciated.
In all seriousness, I think anything that I could say about Dr. Moses would probably be some sort of rewording by any other student who has known him, because it's immediately recognizable to us that he's not a professor you're going to forget. So thank you, Dr. Moses, for nurturing the most retirement-savvy generation of engineers.
I'm so glad that I got an opportunity to take your class, be one of your students. You're such a brilliant professor that anyone could ever ask for. And you may not know this, but I am usually late to events, and taking your class really helped me with my punctuality and professionalism, and that's something I'm really proud of, and I'm glad to have learned from you. And I just want to say that I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I hope I'll see you sometime again, maybe in Australia. But yeah, thank you so much for everything that you've done.
There's a quote from Tinny Tim. It goes something like, "You raised my hopes and dashed them quite expertly." And that's about been my experience with the Dr. Moses course. He makes his course really attainable, and you start out feeling very confident right up until the very first exam, and then you feel like the dumbest person in the world. And the reason you feel like the dumbest person in the world is because Dr. Moses makes sure you know that you're the dumbest person in the world. But he's just setting a baseline. He's giving you room to grow, because by that second test, you still feel really dumb. But by that third test, you're actually starting to feel a sense of achievement. You might finally get an A. I finally got an A on a Scott Moses test on the third one. Just enough to get my hopes up that maybe I could get an A in a Scott Moses class. And so I spend my entire weekend slaving away, learning productions, hoping to earn that A. To walk into that exam in the morning, to open the page and be completely mystified by what was in front of me. Hopes dashed. The A was not to be had. But instead, there was a lesson. Even though I didn't get the perfect marks in the grade and the scores in the class and the accolades, I was motivated by this deep urge to make myself better. It was especially rewarding in those fleeting moments when I thought I had one over on Dr. Moses. But I appreciate his class, I appreciate everything he's done for us, appreciate what he does for this university and the community, and we're sorely gonna miss him. That's awesome. Let's you can hear us.
Hey, Dr. Moses, congratulations on retirement. It's been a good 2 years for me here. A lot of people probably don't understand your personality, but I definitely did when I first got here, and I appreciate it. Congrats to you, and it's been good.
Oh, hi. I just rode in 300 miles this morning. No helmet, by the way. So I guess you know Scott Moses is retiring. And I've got a list here of reasons why Scott Moses sucks. Wait, this isn't a roast? I'm supposed to say something nice about Scott Moses? Just hold on.
Thank you, Scott, for 20 fabulous years. Production and economics is going to miss you big time. Capstone is going to miss you big time. We're going to have a mullet party in your honor at the suggestion of various faculty members. When they first told me that they're going to get you, Skip Porter told me that he met you at an airport in a truck, and he said, we are getting this guy. And I said, so what is his pedigree? And he said, he's from OSU. And I said, I really don't know whether I want to go for this one. But you know, it was what it was. The dean wanted you, so you are here. I got to tell you, in all seriousness, you've been a fabulous colleague. You've been a great faculty member. In spite of your OSU pedigree, you have been always a very good Sooner. Thank you very much for these great times that you have given us. Good luck in biking the entire world. Thank you.
So let me get this straight. You're wanting me to say something nice about Scott Moses.
So I'm sitting here in the leadership room, Scott. I remember when we had the funds and started renovating, and I decided for some strange reason that you could pick the paint color. But here it is, your room, your color, your design. And what I like best about this room are all the fond memories of Friday afternoon faculty beatings. I'll miss you, Scott. It's been a lot of fun. I always thought of you as kind of that pesky brother who you kind of had that mixed relationship with. You love him, you hate him, you're not sure where you want to go. But really, I valued everything you did for the students, the contributions you made to the university, and the help and encouragement that you gave to me along the way. We will miss you. Good luck.
So, back to Scott Moses. Retiring, we're all very sad. Let's go back to the beginning, though. Whenever he first got to OU. As you know, he got his undergrad and master's degree at Oklahoma State University. University, am I right? Yeah, and so whenever he started here at OU, he wore the overalls, walked around barefoot. Students just thought he was really eccentric. You know, but little did they know that's how he was trained. That's how he was formally trained at the land-grant university. But luckily, you know, coming here to the flagship university of the state of Oklahoma, he was eventually able to transition into what you see today, Dr. Scott Moses. And something that you may not know, whenever he was an undergrad, back at Orange State University, He was an undergrad research assistant in the Institute for Mullet Studies. And actually, here's some recent research out of the Institute. This is number of teeth, and this is mullets per capita, number of teeth per capita, mullets per capita. And this was a study done by the Institute Mullet Studies, Stillwater, somewhere down here, low teeth, high mullet per capita. Really some hard-hitting research coming out of there, and he was really on the ground floor as an undergrad research assistant doing some of this important work. And so whenever I was an undergraduate student, that's whenever I first encountered Dr. Moses. I was in his production systems class in the fall of 2001. I would have been 22 years old, and Scott would have been late 50s, early 60s. I assume. I mean, that's how he looked anyway. And one of my favorite shirts as an undergrad, I still have it, as a matter of fact, was this shirt. I love mullets. Used to wear this quite frequently as a student. And I think he really had a connection with this shirt. He really appreciated it, of course, going back to his days at the land-grant university and how he was raised. He certainly had an affinity for that. And he even gave me, this is dated, this is a Wall Street Journal, which at the time he thought was a liberal rag. I mean, he's changed a lot since then. You know, being down here and at the flagship, he's really changed his stance on a lot of things. This is dated Wednesday, February 6, 2002. I would have been in his grad class that semester. This is the Wall Street Journal, and he gave this to me, okay? This is an ad featuring a glorious mullet, and at one time, this was a wicked haircut. I've kept this ever since. February 6, 2002. It's now 2017, 15 years later, okay? I'm in my late 30s and he's like 90 or something, I don't know. I've been keeping this for his retirement party. So this is on hand. This will make an appearance at his retirement party.
Good day, mate. I'm sure that's what you're going to hear a lot more of as you go down under to the Australian outback. But for now, been wonderful working with you. It's a busy, hectic time of the year, as you well know, as you're trying to get out of town, and we're trying to get all grades in, and not just capstone, but all of our faculty. But it's been wonderful working with you. I know I'll be seeing you in the future, because who else are you going to get to notarize your absentee ballots when you go out of town again? So good luck, congrats, it's been great, thanks.
So Scott, we started our relationship quite some time ago, 15 years ago plus, and you were an excellent professor back then. And then once I was able to come back, you transitioned into a great colleague. And now we're sorry to see you go, but you'll still be hanging around, and unfortunately you'll still continue your role of a-hole neighbor who lives about a block away from me. So have best wishes in retirement, and keep wearing that helmet.
Thank you, Dr. Moses. Thank you, Dr. Moses.
Thank you, Dr. Moses.
Thank you, Dr. Moses.
Thank you, Dr. Moses.
Thank you so much, Dr. Moses.
Thank you, Dr. Moses.
Thank you, Dr. Moses.
Thank you for everything, Dr. Moses.
Thank you, Dr. Moses.
Thanks, Dr. Moses.
Thank you, Dr. Moses.